Britt Forrest, congratulations. The strength of your tactical blades has landed you in the third and final round of this competition, which means that you're both 4 short forging days shy of the title of Forged and Fired champion and that check for $10,000. All you need to do now is make one of these. A Halligan Bar. It is an iconic rescue tool, and here to tell you more about it is Captain Brian Olith.
The Halligan Bar to the modern fire service is the multi-purpose tool. It is probably the most important tool that's carried on a fire truck besides water and hose and the firefighters themselves.
Good luck. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck, brother.
Right on. Today I'm going to start forging the Halligan. I'm going to start at the fork end and just work my way back. My plan for construction on this Halligan is forge weld a Damascus billet. Not only is that going to add strength, but it will lend a considerable amount of aesthetic value to this. Is this enough steel? Yeah. The pressure of being a retired fireman and being tasked with making the very first Halligan on Forged and Fire, that situation is not lost on me by any means. If I think about it too much, I can probably put a lot of pressure on myself. But what I have control over is my design, and I'm going to do it the best that I can. And this day is over.
Beginning of day 2, let's get that steel hot and beat the hell out of it. What we're going to do today is we're going to work on forming the adze. We're going to stretch out the handle. Right now, we're just getting that handle stretched out to give us our length. For firefighters, you're going to want something with some heft to it to grip it. So if I'm just coming in here and I'm squashing my corners to give it an octagonal shape, it's really looking like it's supposed to. I'm going to do some grinding and clean up and make sure I don't have any cold shuts.
Got a lot done today. I'm down to forging out the forks and a little bit of straightening and then on to heat treat. Really feeling good about it.
Woohoo! Life is good. Life is good.
Day 3, I'm ready to get this thing forged and get it quenched. Get my forks pretty well shaped up. I start forging that pike out, and it's looking good. So now it's time to drip the hole for the pike. There we go. All right, that's a biggie. Now all we have to do is get the adze into place, and we're ready to quench. I get things up to heat. I go ahead, put it in the quench tank, and I've got too little oil. Oh, that's not good. So now I've got an incomplete quench. The only part that's really not hard is the really important part, like the adze and the pike. They're gonna re-quench on that. Everything's riding on this being right. If this doesn't work, I'm screwed. Much better. It's actually a really good quench. I'm happy. It's a good thing I'm retired, because I don't know that I ever want to see a Halligan again.
Beginning of day 4.
Today we're gonna forge out the forks.
And there you have it, boys and girls. Let's heat treat it. This is hands down the largest tool I've ever quenched. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna heat treat the front half, flip it around, heat treat the second half. Let's quench this beast. She's straight, I see no cracks. Let's quench the other half. 3, 2, 1. We have a successful quench. So, what we're gonna do is simulate a breach. Let's say it works.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the car crash extraction test. To test your Halligan bars, you're gonna take your Halligan bar and try to rescue this dummy inside this crashed car. Now, this is all about how well your Halligan bars perform. It's time to find out if your Halligan bars will rescue. To test your Halligan bars, I'd like to introduce firefighters, Jim and Carl. Welcome, gentlemen. Britt, you're up first. You ready?
Grip it and rip it.
Hit. Yep. Hit. Hit.
Nice.
All right, Britt, let's talk about your Halligan bar here based on the firefighters' feedback. First up, the bar. It's a little bit heavier, but it's manageable. When it comes to your spike and your adze over here, they function quite well and they got the job done. Overall, sir, it will rescue.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, Forrest, your turn, sir. You ready?
Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing. Clear. Hit. 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 Hit it again. Hit. Hit.
All right, Forrest, let's talk about your Halligan bar here. First up, it's a lighter weight, so it's easier to carry. Now, the adze over here did not penetrate nicely inside, and the reason for that is you don't have a flat surface here. Not having a flat surface here, when you're making impact, it kind of shears off to the side. But it was effective, it worked, and more importantly, it will rescue.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Your Halligan bars have passed our first test. So now we've turned up the heat. This is our flaming tower test. Now to test your Halligan bars, firefighter Steve and Captain John are going to take them and break through this training door. Once they're through that door, they'll go up 3 flights of stairs, use your Halligan tool again to bust out that window to assist in the rescue. Now, no one really knows what's going to happen in a rescue situation, so to test that Halligan tool one more time, we're going to drop it from that 3-story window.
Awesome.
All right, Britt, are you ready?
Let's break it. Heck. Heck. Heck.
The biggest thing was the forks. They're a little too thick.
So, Britt, first off, your adze worked very nicely, but the width of your forks was an issue since they're so thick right here. Captain had a hard time getting that into that door jamb. When every second counts, you want that to pass right through. But overall, performed well, took the fall like a champ. Good job.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Forrest, you're up now. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Hit, 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 good. This hitting surface could be a little bit bigger.
Right.
Guys tend to miss it a little bit.
So, Forrest, right off, the Damascus was a nice touch. The forks got into that door really easily, but this corner should be sort of a 90-degree with flats. The axe kind of slid off a few times, and you really want a good driving surface on this.
Yep.
But all in all, it survived. Good job. Well done.
Thank you.
Britt, Forrest, this has been an extremely tough competition. For the first time ever, we asked smiths to go back to their home forges and make something other than a weapon. And you've both proven that your Halligan tools are forged in fire tough. However, only one of you can be the Forged in Fire champion. And that champion is Britt. Congratulations, you're the Forged in Fire champion. Forrest, unfortunately, your Halligan tool didn't make the cut.
Well, Forrest, you brought us an attractive and functional rescue tool. However, its lack of a defined corner with flat striking surfaces caused it to be a little less effective than your competitors. And that's why we're letting you go.
It's all right.
Forrest, you made a beautiful Damascus Halligan tool, but at this time, you're dismissed from the training area. Good job, brother. Good job.
Britt and mine both performed well. It just came down to some very minor design decisions, and Britt made some better decisions than I did.
I'm exceptionally proud of the fact of being able to represent the fire department. Sorry I didn't come out on top, guys, but you know what? We gave her a hell of a good go.
Britt, congratulations. You are the Forge and Fire champion, and that's a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I am the Forged and Fire champion, and it feels amazing. I came here confident that I had a pretty good shot. Forrest comes from the fire service side. I come from the law enforcement side. I thought he made a beautiful tool. I simply just made a slightly better tool than he did and brought the win.